is full of many different types of animals. Some swim, some fly, some breathe air, and some breathe underwater. Some have skeletons and others don't. To help us understand the differences between the animals in our world, scientists classify or sort animals into different groups that share important characteristics. The two largest group animals are vertebrates and invertebrates. Vertebrates are animals that have spines or backbones. Invertebrates are animals that do not have backbones. Most of the animals in the world are invertebrates. Some examples of invertebrates are octopus and squids, insects, arachnids, starfish and sea urchins, jellyfish, crabs and lobsters, clams, and many more creatures on land. Most invertebrates are fairly small, but in the water, the small may grow to much larger sizes as the water will support them even without a skeleton. Vertebrates make up less than 5% of all animal species on Earth. But if I ask you to think of an animal, you would probably choose a vertebrate. Vertebrates are divided into different classes or groups. Several of these classes are specific types of fish. For example, jellyfish like lampreys and hagfish, or cartilaginous fish like shark and rays. The four remaining classes of vertebrates will be very familiar: amphibians and reptiles, birds and mammals. Fish. They live in the water and they can breathe underwater. They use gills, not lungs, to get oxygen from the water around them. Fish have scales and fins. They are cold-blooded, which means that they cannot control their own body temperature, which changes based on the temperature of the environment around them. Most fish also lay eggs. Amphibians are a group of animals that include frogs, toads, salamanders, and more. Amphibians like fish are cold-blooded. Unlike fish, amphibians can live on land and in the water of smooth, moist skin. Amphibians lay their delicate jelly-covered eggs in the water. When the eggs hatch, the young may not look much like their parents because some amphibians may go through metamorphosis or big change to become adults. Aside from fish, amphibians are the only vertebrates that undergo metamorphosis. Reptiles. You might know the turtles, snakes, and crocodiles and lizards. Like fish and amphibians, reptiles are cold-blooded. Unlike them, reptiles are air-breathing animals and cannot breathe underwater. Even reptiles that live in the water must come to the surface to breathe. You can tell if an animal is a reptile instead of an amphibian if it has dry, scaly skin. Moist reptiles lay eggs, but they are different from the eggs of amphibians or fish. Their eggs are laid out of the water and have a protective shell. Birds are easy to recognize. They are only type of animals in the world to have feathers like reptiles. Birds can only breathe air. All birds have two legs and all birds also have wings. But not all birds fly. Unlike fish, amphibians, and reptiles, birds are warm-blooded. That means that they can maintain a constant body temperature. Birds lay eggs, but unlike the eggs of the reptiles, bird eggs have hard shell. The last group of animals is mammals. Mammals are the group of animals that humans belong to. Like birds, mammals are warm-blooded and can breathe air. Even mammals that live in the water must come to the surface to breathe. And mammals have at least some fur or hair, although some have less than others. Almost all mammals give birth to live young instead of laying eggs, and all mammals feed their babies milk. A fun fact about mammals is that mammals are the only animals to have ears that stick out. The animal kingdom is classified into many different groups based on animal characteristics to help us understand the world around us. Saying an animal is an invertebrate. Invertebrate are fish, amphibian, reptiles, bird, or mammals. Tell us many things about it that all of you understand the difference between vertebrates and invertebrates. Thank you for watching.